I have not called your name yet.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's all right. Just a moment, please.
It's my first time going to doing
All
this.
right. Well, Mr. Whitford, I'll go ahead and call your case. I will tell you that you are in a court of law, the same as if you were in the courtroom in front of me. So
Okay.
we normally behave in the same manners, and I'm sure you mean no disrespect, but I was just going to say typically folks take off their hats, and you did.
Yeah, I
So
took it off.
very good. All right. Being on the record in 23 TR 2690, State of Kansas versus Tristan Allen Whitford. Jared Regier appears for the state. Mr. Whitford appears in person and pro se. Mr. Whitford, you started out with three charges, but it looks like two of them have been dismissed. One being you provided proof of insurance on August 28th, and apparently dealt with the seatbelt violation, maybe providing a letter from a doctor or something of that sort. But in any event, you convinced the county attorney to dismiss those and leave you with one count of driving without a valid license, August 7th, 2023, in Butler County. That charge is what we call a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If you were to be convicted, the charge could include a sentence of up to 6 months in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. You might be eligible for the county attorney's diversion program. Have you heard about that?
Yes, yes, I heard about that before.
Do you want to look into that and see if you qualify, or have you already?
Yes, I wanna see if I can do it. Is that I just came back from Mexico because my mom took me when I was a little kid, and well, I had a little accident up there. With my mom, they killed my mom up there. I don't know, and well, I just came back. I just came back up here, so I've never been up here that long. So I'm gonna try to do what you said, the virgin.
Okay, well, you can you can look into diversion directly, or if you want to have an attorney, you can hire an attorney or apply for court appointed, whichever you'd like to do.
Court appointed, please.
All right, do you have a job, sir?
Yes,
And where do you work?
I do the construction work.
Construction work, and how much do you make
Yeah,
each month doing that?
like 2,400.
Okay, 2,400. And are you married, or are you single?
No, I'm single.
Do you pay any kind of rent or mortgage on a house?
Yes,
What do you pay?
yes. I
What do you
pay.
pay?
I help my aunt and pay her house rent. I give her money for rent.
How much money for rent do you give your aunt?
I help her with the bills and the rent.
Okay, and what's the total each month for that?
It'll be 600.
And do you have any other expenses that you pay?
No.
So you have $1,800 a month that you just save, or what do you do with that extra 800 a month? I mean,
Yeah,
1,800, it looks like.
I paid it up.
So you've got a bunch of money sitting around.
I just started working too because I'm gonna say it again. I just got here. I just like in a month ago, like not a month ago. Like I just got here to America because my mom was murdered down in Mexico, and my mom was down there.
Wait a minute, what?
So it just been a little bit. I've been working. I never not working that much.
How many months have you gotten a paycheck?
Like this will be my third month.
All right. So you're getting 2,400 a month, and you're paying your aunt 600.
Oh, and I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to pay for my mom. I'm going to start paying for my mom to try to bring her back over to United States of America.
I'm sorry, I thought you said she was murdered.
Yeah, is I had to pay for the body to get back up here. Yeah,
But sir, if you've been making $2,400 a month for the last 3 months and only paying $600 a month, then you should have about 5,400 sitting in a bank account or somewhere. Do you have 5,400 saved up?
no.
What are you doing with that extra money?
Is I buy me clothes and like stuff I need, you know. Is I just told you I just got here. I have nothing here, you know. And I need to buy my own stuff like a TV, you know. Stuff that I need.
Well, I am not finding that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, but with the money you're making, you should be able to hire an attorney.
Yeah, I'll look if I can look into it.
Look into it, see if you can find an attorney. If you want to contact the court and get a written application, I'll look at the details. But I would think that you would qualify, or you would not qualify. But I'll look at it again if you want to fill out a written application. In the meantime, I think you do need to look into hiring your own attorney, or if you represent yourself, either way, you can apply for the diversion. If you can you get a valid driver's license?
Yes, I will try to do that.
Do you have a birth certificate, an American birth certificate?
Yes, I have my ID and just not the driver license but the ID. I have my birth certificate, like my social security number. I have all that.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to hire an attorney, you can also call the county attorney. You want their number?
Your Honor,
Yeah, just let me get a pencil, please.
Okay, I think I know what you're going to say, Mr. Regier. Give him a minute.
Your Honor, respectfully, with respect to any prospective applications for the diversion, the state would respectfully suggest information about that process can be found on the Butler County, Kansas website, bucks.com.
Okay. buks.com or buco?
bucks.com, Your Honor.
Okay, bucks.com. And he'll have, okay. All right, Mr. Whitford, are you ready?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
write that down like he said too.
If you want to look into their diversion, go to bucks.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to set this over. Can you find me a date to fit this in so that I can make sure he gets squared away, Ashley? Sometime maybe January. I'd take a wild guess where we could fit that in.
Who is approaching. State your name for the record, Mr. Capaldi.
Mark Capaldi. Take your hands out of your pockets. Mark Capaldi. All right, what are we doing? Because we got a whole other thing here, Mr. Allen. All right. Mr. Allen he's going to have an issue. All right, what are we doing?
So, Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment. I've been working with Mr. Capaldi to get information for treatment. I did speak with the prosecution. They were looking to hopefully get him into the felony drug treatment program. He wanted to submit proof of treatment that he has been receiving since the onset of this particular case. I think that was November?
Yes, I've done inpatient twice since then. I just got signed up again last
about 10 days ago, a week and a half ago, to continue inpatient. I had lost my job after the last time I came here because I couldn't get my license back. I started a new job on Monday. So I have transportation, no reason to miss anything. And the outpatient is intensive outpatient. It's three-hour meetings on Skype and one in person per week.
How come you're not doing your testing?
On the 13th and the 19th, I had showed up. I only had $10. Like I said, I had lost my job. I can go test right now.
On the 13th, I have no, well,
The 13th, I had just missed, Your Honor. Sorry.
the 4th of December. No show, no call. December 13th.
Was that before I had spoke with the other attorney about that? That was when I didn't have my license. I told him I tried for there was only a couple weeks there that I was supposed to be getting my license back, and he said when they adjourned it last time, everything would be cool if I got my license back. I didn't because of
Mr. Cavaldi,
yes, sir.
November 21st, you were positive for THC. You don't have a medical marijuana.
Yes, I got that in last time. Last time I was here, I've had it.
All right, then I'll skip up over the next positive. December 4th, 2023, missed sample. No show, no call. December 13th, no show, no call. December 19th, issued a bond violation report. Have you been back there?
No, I plan to go.
No, yeah, I know. That caused me on December 22nd to issue a bench warrant for your arrest because you hadn't been complying with community corrections.
Okay, I had gone up there. I just didn't have the $12. I didn't know that you couldn't run.
When did you go up?
The 13th and the 19th.
You went there.
Yes.
So they're telling me it was a no show, no call.
No, I showed up. I just didn't have.
Who'd you talk to?
No idea, Your Honor. Whoever was at the front desk.
Really?
Yes.
So why would they put down no show, no call if you showed up?
The only reason I think it's because when I walked in there, I had just told them I only had $10, and they said that they weren't going to let me test, and maybe I didn't get signed in. I can go twice a week. I can go every day.
Yeah, I know, because you're in trouble.
No, we have 2 vehicles now in my house. I can test as much as. I got a new job. I'm starting Monday. I have transportation. I'm still in an intensive outpatient.
Where are you in intensive outpatient?
With Skywood IOP.
How long have you been in that?
Since I've been coming here, over 60. I've signed up twice for it. I've done 2 cycles of it. My inpatient was at Skywood when I first came here. I'd gotten released from Skywood a day or 2 before first time I came here, and I've been doing outpatient since then. I have the documentation.
Did you give that to your attorney?
I do have that, Your Honor. I have his, I presented, I don't remember which API. I'm actually forwarding it to Mr. Childers right now. He presented this information to me when this case first began. We were just waiting on more treatment under his belt to get proof of his continued treatment through Skywood. So I think there was an initial date or hearing that he had missed, and he was in their inpatient treatment program at that time, and we presented that information.
Right, that was, I got that part, but I still don't know why he's missing his test.
And he spoke with me today, Your Honor, and told me about the $10. He stated that out of county, they're usually able to allow him to run up a tab, or they will allow them to pay whatever they can and allow them to test. I did not get to speak with anyone from community corrections.
I'm getting a sign-on bonus also with the new job that I'm starting.
Okay,
So I'll be able to pay for it, everything.
okay, sir, I don't think this is an issue of payment. I don't think you showed, because that's what I'm being told. And I can't believe that you walked in, said, I only have this much, and then you just walked away. And then you walk in the following week, do the same thing and just walked away. And if you did that, then your whole purpose in doing that is so that you didn't have to test, but try to say I could show because you know you're supposed to test.
No, I really have.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Mr. Carey, Akinruli, you can call over to community corrections, see if anybody's seen this gentleman.
Okay.
And whether or not they're willing to change his report. Otherwise, what's gonna end up happening is he's gonna sit. And even for right now, because I can't trust you, Mr. Allen, you can take him back. As soon as we get an answer, then we'll deal with it.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll pass the matter.
Okay, I've already done that one. Yeah, that's done. Adriana Harrison. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 9045W and 2022 CR 10906W, State of Texas versus Adriana Harrison. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Anna Joey Nelson for the state.
Denny Callahan, defense.
Are you Miss Harrison?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we were here previously and the court informed both parties that I would not be accepting the plea bargain agreement. It's the court's understanding that you all have reached a new agreement. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We're going to proceed first in cause number 2023 CR 9045W. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in that case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Harrison, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Harrison, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Well, let me backtrack. Ms. Harrison, this case was not indicted, although I know the rights and waivers have been tendered to you. I'm going to go over those again. Do you understand you have a right to have the grand jury hear any evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not to indict?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation from the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you review the information with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented? Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it
Yes,
in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you understand you're charged with the offense of aggravated? I'm sorry, you all don't talk behind the court reporter. Right here, excuse me.
Mr. Meadows. Mr. Meadows.
Thank you. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Do, Your Honor.
Ms. Harrison, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, you're to be sentenced to 5 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2023 CR 10983. Is it everyone's intention that this case, if I follow the agreement, is to run concurrent with the probation case?
Yes, yes,
Right.
Your Honor.
And then it will be concurrent with cause number 2022 CR 10906W. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Oh, Your Honor.
And also, is this a family violence case?
It is a family violence.
All right, did you understand if the court, from reading the stipulations or any evidence that's presented, if I determine that this is a family violence case, then I will enter an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no
No
contest?
contest.
State any evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 with attachments.
Any objections?
No
Oh,
objection.
sorry, Judge. No objections.
No, you're offering states exhibits 1 and attachments?
Yes, Judge. It's been a long day.
No problem. Any
No
objections?
objection,
All
Your Honor.
right. Ms. Harrison, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Pursuant to our agreement, Your Honor, Ms. Harrison has a right to ask you to bend the plea agreement and give her, or rather reinstate her probation. And that support thereof in the PSI, it shows that they say she didn't have a mental health or didn't take mental health treatment because she attempted suicide, but she did. I want to make that correction. In her hand are 2 completions of self-rehabilitative efforts in the jail of family violence. But she has a right to ask that outside of the agreement of
Yes.
5 years. I asked the court to follow the agreement, but perhaps to consider taking both cases and putting her back on probation. Lastly, her mother's here in court and supports her. That's a good sign because of her past. She still has not thrown in the towel for her daughter. Do you want to talk to the judge?
Yes, sir.
All right, you want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Adriana Harrison.
All right, defense.
May she make a narrative statement, Your Honor?
State, do you have any objections to the narrative?
No objection.
All right.
I just want to say I apologize for my action. I just want to say I apologize for my action on my behalf with my daughter. I owe her a deep apology for acting the way I acted. And let's just say sorry to you for ending backing up in front of you, Judge. And for you to please give me another chance.
All right, what's your daughter's name?
Ariana.
Okay.
I don't, nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, anything from the state?
No, Judge.
All right. You want to explain that to me?
I'm just trying to get my daughter back.
No, why do you have a knife in your hand?
Can't explain this.
And how old is your daughter?
She just turned 2.
All right, so do you realize that your daughter remembers you with a knife in your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to work on your anger issues because this isn't the first time that you've been to this court for anger issues. And I know your mom says, well, would probably say, oh, she needs help with her mental health or she needs help with her drug issues. That's what I was giving you when you were on probation for that. And you didn't take advantage of it. You just doing whatever you want to do. So I don't know where your anger issues stem from, but you need to get those under control because otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up being a habitual. You know what that means in Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
That means if you pick up another felony, depending on the type of felony, your minimum is 25 years in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
And then if you go to prison for 25 years, when you come out, your child will be an adult. Hopefully your child will not be before a judge with a defense attorney saying, oh, my mom pulled out a knife when I was 2 years old and I was there to witness it and she was being violent to her girlfriend and she went to prison. So I didn't have anybody to raise me. That's what's called the cycle. And that's what ends up happening when you do these things.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 5 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's going to be an affirmative finding of family violence. Take in consideration 2023 CR 10983. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 1090W. There's to be no contact with Diamond, D-Y-A-M-O-N-D Jones, Dylan Angeles, D-Y-L-A-N-A-N-G-E-L-E-S, and there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Could you pass that, please? Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because it's a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we're going to move on to 2022 CR 10906W. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Adriana Kisna Harrison who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 10906W for the offense of continuous violence against family on November 5th, 2022 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 6th day of September 2023 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Adriana Kisna Harrison, committed the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
The state waives and abandons all remaining alleged violations.
Any objections?
No objection.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Your Honor, we would ask that you revoke probation at this time, that the defendant be sentenced to 5 years in TDC, and that it run concurrent with her other aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which you just sentenced.
All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, ask. Pursuant to the agreement, she's permitted to ask you to ignore it and put her back on probation, nothing further.
All right. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with, I think it's Taquidra, Taquuiedra Evans. There should be no unsupervised contact with minors. And I'm sorry, what was the cause number for the other case? Does anybody know offhand? Yes.
2023 CR 9045W.
And it's to run concurrent with 2023 CR 9045W. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence and a conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. You're going to have to do better. And obviously, you should not be in any relationship with anyone until you get your life together. And you should not be in a child's life until you get your life together, because children learn by what they see and what they hear. When you see a child who's using profanity and they're young, they didn't just like all of a sudden start using profanity. The people around them use profanity. And when you have a child who sees violence in their life, they start thinking that's the way you solve problems, by using violence. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Christian Gomez.